Hey YouTube, welcome back. And this video is my 2-week review and initial impression of the Vivo NEX 3. Now I want to make a disclaimer that in my last video I believe I did say I was going to post an unboxing video of the NEX 3, but I didn't mean that. I meant a review because when I got the phone earlier this month I was too excited and just opened it right up. So I didn't get to make a video on that. But you can find a bunch of others on YouTube. So for the last 2 weeks that I've been using this phone, it has been a wonderful phone. Better performer than the Mi Note 10. And just, in my opinion, all around better looking. So the form of the phone, it's got a nice big 6.89 inch AMOLED display, waterfall display. See how much curve that is. It is a full HD plus resolution, 2256 by 1080, which is about like 365-ish ppi. And the one thing I like about this phone that I think is really cool is that it has these haptic buttons, like capacitive buttons. So they're pressure sensitive. And right here, you can kind of see it. There's a little ridge. It's the power button, turn it on and off. And then just above that, just above that, volume up. And then below it, volume down. And it works just like regular buttons would. And I like them better because, it's not actual buttons. It's just a spot where you just press on. So you don't have to worry about any dust or dirt getting up in there and gunking it up or whatever. Or you don't have to worry about them becoming loose and falling off or whatever. So then, on the bottom, you got single speaker, bottom-firing loudspeaker. It is only one speaker. It's not two. It's not a dual speaker. It's just one. And it's alright. It's not too loud, but it's alright. We'll get to that in a moment, though. You got the USB-C port with 2 microphone holes and the SIM tray. Along this side, nothing, it's just smooth. And along the top, you've got a secondary lock button. So in case if your capacitive button stops working, you got that. And then right here in the middle is the pop-up selfie camera. I think it's pretty dope. It's only one though with an LED flash next to it. And then a headphone jack. Of all the phones that are coming out now, a phone like this that still has a headphone jack and a freaking motorized pop-up camera, if they have room to fit all that in there, plus a nice big 4500 milliamp hour battery and everything like that, then I'm sure a bunch of those other phone manufacturers can do it too. So, for the specs of the phone, it's got a Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, a 7nm chip. I already told you the display size and resolution. The battery, you just heard me, is a 4500 milliamp hour battery. It does really good. It lasts all day for me. I'm a moderate user, so 4500 is well enough for me. Just like with the Mi Note 10 with its 5000 milliamp hour battery, that's more than enough for me too. So for the speaker, let's go ahead and go in here. Go ahead and test it out for you so you can see for yourself how loud the speaker is. So the speaker it's alright. It's pretty loud for a single speaker. It's not the best, but for only being a single bottom-firing speaker, that's actually pretty loud. So, you know, it's not too bad. It's not too shabby for a speaker, for a single speaker. So now as for the cameras, you've got a main 64 megapixel sensor, which shoots in 16 megapixels natively, but you can go into the more option settings and choose 64 megapixels. And you got a telephoto lens and an ultra wide. And now, there's one thing I want to talk about on those two, but we'll get to that in just a sec. The ultra wide, I think, if I remember right, it's like 120 degrees, and the telephoto is 2x optical zoom. One of the main reasons, besides the look and feel of the phone, I bought it was for the pop-up camera. I think it's pretty freaking dope. Oh, that's actually... Oh. So you can hear that sound. Try it again. Dope. But, so anyways, let's get back to these two cameras back here. So, there's something I want to disclaim. I've got the 4G variant of the NEX 3. It's not the 5G. So this is probably why there's a difference. But anyways, of the videos I've watched about this phone, for the cameras, a lot of them, it's the 5G variant. But it's a 64 megapixel with a 13 and a 13. So that's two 13 megapixel sensors. But the thing is that using them and checking out the actual resolution of the photo, let's do the ultra wide so I can show you. This is the ultra wide. I don't know if you can see that. It says 4608, 3456. If it's 13 megapixels, wrong one. Then how does 4608 times 3456 make 16 million? Gosh. Okay. Now let's do the telephoto. Check out the info on the photo. 4608, 3456. And again, 16 megapixels. And now the main shooter, which natively shoots, let's see, 16 megapixels. So I think the reason that is that these two sensors are actually 16 is because it's the 4G variant and not the 5G. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Who knows? But all I know is that those videos that I've watched about those, other videos I've watched about these being them saying that they're 13 megapixels, well, my unit's different. It's got 16. So I'm not sure why that is, but I mean, I'm not upset about it. I kind of like it. And so, what you get with the phone, what comes included with it, is the 44 watt charging brick or wall adapter. Let's see if I can get this close enough so you can see. 11 volts at 4 amps max, 44 watts. I like that because this phone actually charges a lot faster than the Xiaomi Mi Note 10 did. Even though this has a 30-watt charger and about 1,000 more milliamp hours to it, that does kind of differ the difference. But I do like how fast this charges. So like when I go to plug it in, towards the end of, whenever I get to like 20%, it's usually when I plug it in, it'll get me to about 70%, or it'll get me to 70% in about like 30 minutes. Give or take a few minutes, depending on if the phone's a little, a little hot or not. And that's the one thing that I like, and that's another thing I like about this phone over this one, the processing chip, and that it has a vapor chamber cooling system to help keep everything cool and running smooth. The Mi Note 10 did not. And for a phone that was only $80 cheaper than this, they could have at least done a little better and put like a thermal pad or something instead of just using the whole frame of the phone to disperse the heat. And now that I realize I've had this open for a little while, the video might freeze. But anyways, what comes along with the box, or in the box, is the charging brick, a cable, some Vivo headphones. And now I gotta say, these are nice, but they're not the greatest. They have good sound quality, but they're not very loud. So like if you work in a loud environment, work environment, whatever, but you're able to have headphones and stuff, these could do. They're not too loud, so it won't hinder your hearing ability or anything like that. But, if you want to actually listen to music, I wouldn't recommend really using these unless you're somewhere quiet. And the one thing that I really love about these Chinese manufacturers is that they always add a case. This case came with it in the box, and I freaking love this case. It's just a simple TPU plastic case with a faux leather type finish on the back, and I like the way it feels. It feels very nice. It fits the phone, and it fits the phone pretty well, I might say. And there's also a user guide and manual, usual documentation and stuff. But I don't think you'd really need to read that since it was in Chinese for me, and I don't know Chinese. But there's one thing I gotta say about this phone. This launcher that I have on right now is not the native launcher for the phone. I have Nova Launcher. If you haven't noticed, I have Nova Launcher set as my default. Well, you actually can't say that's too far. But my default launcher is Nova Launcher. So, I do want to say, if you plan on buying this phone, do some research on it, because this phone is not for everybody. If you're a tech connoisseur like me and a bunch of other people out there in the world, go ahead and give it a try. But if you're not so much into the tech world, then don't even bother. You'll hate the phone because a lot of this shit is in Chinese. Now, sure, the seller I got it from on AliExpress did pre-install the Google Play Store for me, so I didn't have to do that. It's a good thing too, because I wouldn't have known what the fuck to do, because it would have been in Chinese and I can't understand Chinese. But anyways, even though they did that, a lot of the stuff was, still the native apps and everything like that. And, well, me not understanding Chinese and stuff like that, I don't know this music player or the cloud stuff, or, I can't understand Chinese. Or even that. Like, I don't even know what it's saying there. So, just kind of be careful if you do look into this phone. Make sure it's something you're actually wanting. Otherwise, it's going to be a waste of like $600 to $800, depending on where you get it from and what selling service you're getting it from. Mine was under $600 because I got it on AliExpress. You can find it on Amazon as well, but it's like $200-300 more. It's like $830 for the 4G variant, which is this one. And that's not including sales tax. Including sales tax will push it to like $900. I spent under $600 for it. And it's the same phone. But, anywho. So, what I gotta say about the phone is, I love the display, and I love the size. I love the big 6.89-inch display. And I love that there's no notch or cutout or anything like that, so it's just all display. And I love how it curves so much at the sides. If I remember, it's like an 83-degree curve, 80-ish degree curve. And I think that's awesome. I love the battery size and the life of the battery. You know, it lasts me all day. And when fully charged, I don't even get to 20% at the end of the day. And that's at 100%, say about around like 9 or 10. But then again, I'm a moderate user, not a heavy user. So the cameras are good, but they're not the greatest. So if you're looking for a great camera phone, I'm not going to recommend this one. It's good, but it's not the greatest. The Mi Note 10, on the other hand, that's worth it. The cameras on that phone, amazing. And, you know, obviously in certain situations, cameras can defer quality and stuff. I love the Snapdragon 855 Plus processor chip. It does a lot better than the 730G, obviously, because it's the flagship chip and not a mid-range. The few things that I do have to say about the phone that I would like to be better is that I wish it had better connectivity, i.e. real LTE. So for me, being in America, and with this phone not being a global unlocked phone, region differences kind of defer how fast my bandwidth speeds are going to be. Now, don't get me wrong, this was a lot faster than the Mi Note 10. So let me actually show you a quick second. Mobile network, right? Nope. Cancel. That's not it. I'm gonna have to check that out in a second. I just discovered something new. I'm gonna have to look at it more. Okay, well, I'm trying to find the network speed so I can show you the difference. But anyways, I still need to, work around with the phone and understand it and stuff. But anyways, you get into the settings of the phone and you find, and I can look into my SIM card connectivity. You know what? I think I just discovered it. No, I did not. Okay, well, anyways, on both the phones, I can get into them and access deeper into the phone that most people would know, and I can actually look at the SIM card information of the phone. So I can actually look at the signal strength of the SIM card, and how well it's doing with the phone and everything like that. So with this, when I get into it, not connected to Wi-Fi, my band speeds is about 91 dp or dB, something like that, and that's actually really good. Because on this phone, on the Mi Note 10, I would only get, when it's not connected to Wi-Fi, I'd only get around 78 to 85. And well, that's not the greatest, but you shouldn't expect that from a mid-range chip. With this being a flagship chip, the speeds are going to be a bit more. But since I don't actually have like real full LTE speeds because of regional differences, there are some things I would like that to be changed. But it's not an issue for me because it is still fast. It's still good. It doesn't, it's not like it's horrible. It's not like it's super slow. It's actually really fast for it being just 4G and like a second level LTE or whatever. And another thing, the speaker is actually pretty good, but I wish they had done like, a little bit better to like add a little more bass so it wasn't so scratchy sounding. But I mean, that's not the worst. And I also love the charging speeds, because when I need a quick charge, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm good to go. But anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you like it. If you did, like and subscribe. Share with your friends. I'll have a more in-depth review video soon on this, so that way, you actually know more about it and I can tell you more about it. It's just this video is getting a little long and I wasn't expecting it to make it 20 minutes. But that's all for this video. If you liked it, like and subscribe. Until next time, much love, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.